my heart, my mind, my body is more valuable than that punk ass phone. So for me, if all I'm asking for is access to something that you have nothing to hide, that I'm not saying I want it to pick up and go through, I am not going to be in a bed with a man who can access my body that is priceless, and I can't access a $89.99 or $499.99 Samsung or iPhone.
You can't wait till you're in your 40s and 50s and then try to turn around and say, I have this standard. You don't give me. What grown ass man gonna give a woman access to his phone? Like her, a woman who demands access. Now, you know, she ain't never say nothing about you have access to her phone, did she?
Tell us the truth.
All right, what's good, YouTube? It's your man, Book of AlphaRonomy, aka Dr. BOA. Yeah, I got time today. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has been making the rounds, bro. And I mean, she has done what she wanted to do. She has popularized herself in a way that makes her a sought after commodity for these podcasts and all these interviews and all of that, because she just says the most outlandish things. And this is another example of that. This woman at her age, with her body count, with her body build, is going to tell you about what she requires of a man in order for him to access her body, which is used, her mind, which is confused, her soul, which is abused by herself, and to have the woman she thinks she is in your life, which in all actuality, most men wouldn't even want. But let's take a listen to her, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip. You're going to love this one.
You can access anything of me, my heart, my body, my mind. I'm going to need access to your phone. So,
yes, but does that not bring to bear a presumption of guilt or absence of trust that at the door, I need a passcode?
I operate from a place of transparency, not honesty. We are transparency together. You have access to my body, don't you? If we get to that space, you have access to my heart, to my mind, right? To me, my heart, my mind, my body is more valuable than that punk ass phone. So for me, if all I'm asking for is access to something that you have nothing to hide, that I'm not saying I want it to pick up and go through, I am not going to be in a bed with a man who can access my body that is priceless, and I can't access a $89.99 or $499.99 Samsung or iPhone because you think that's a breach of your privacy.
Man, let me tell y'all something. This woman has been in the bed with many men in her life and didn't have no phone. See, here's what I want you to understand about a woman's standards. A woman has the right to have standards, but it better be the standard that she's always had. You don't let no woman who's been out here traipsing around, running up and down these streets, all of a sudden come and want you to settle down with her and then want you to jump through some flaming hoops with gasoline draws on that she ain't never made nobody else jump through. Her standard needs to be consistent. You can't wait till you're in your 40s and 50s and then try to turn around and say, I have this standard. You don't give me. What grown ass man gonna give a woman access to his phone? Like her, a woman who demands access. Now, you know, she ain't never say nothing about you have access to her phone, did she? She ain't never say that. See, here's a woman that knows that she's not feminine enough to hold up her end of the bargain. So she needs to make sure that the shit she's giving you ain't pushing you to another woman, because she knows it has before in her past. She wants to make sure that the lack of femininity, the lack of engagement, the lack of being, you know, accessible and present in the relationship that she's giving you isn't pushing you into the arms of another woman. How does she tell that? By being able to check your damn phone, by being able to look into your phone, by being able to see your phone. Now, if this is a mutual thing, I do believe this. I do believe that if two people are in a committed relationship, then all things should be accessible. Emails, all those things should be accessible, because this isn't about lack of trust. This is about building trust. See, trust ain't something you just give somebody willy-nilly. Trust has to be built and established. You don't meet a motherfucker and say, okay, I trust you. Oh, yeah, I trust you too. That's not how it goes. Trust has to be established. Why do I trust you? Because I have access to everything. Why do you trust me? Because you have access to everything. There's no need to wonder if someone is hiding something when you have access to everything. That's just the way it is. Access should be granted both ways. That's just how it is, because it's just fair. It's just fair. And not only is it fair, it's the best way to eliminate all of that dumb stuff that could interfere in a relationship, in the building process of a relationship that could otherwise be successful. And I just think that's how it is. Now, as a man, you establish that because it's something you want. You give your woman that same level of transparency and openness and honesty because you want her to feel comfortable. A woman that feels comfortable in her environment, she can be motivated and coached and told and directed and instructed to do her very best at everything, because ain't no foolishness in her brain holding her back from focusing. But y'all keep, yeah, but if y'all want to do something else, y'all keep at it.
You keep your $500 phone over there, and I'll keep my priceless mind, body, and soul over here. I have yet to have an issue with being in a relationship with a man, and I have been engaged multiple times.
Wait a minute. You've been engaged multiple times, but now you have a stand. Man, let me tell you something. A woman that's been engaged multiple times is an idiot. She's unbearable. She doesn't know what she wants. A woman who's been engaged multiple times is for the streets. You didn't hear her say she's been married multiple times. She said she's been engaged multiple times. If you've been engaged multiple times and you ain't got no ring, it's because you're for the streets. You don't want to be engaged. You don't want to be married. You want to be for the streets. And so you want to have these demands on a man. Now, I want you to listen to all she said was her priceless body. How in the hell is your body priceless? You've been engaged 3 times. How is your body priceless at this age? Ain't no such thing as a priceless body on a 40, 50-year-old woman. Ain't no such thing as a priceless body on a woman who's been sexually active. If you've been sexually active before, your body is not priceless. Even in cultures where there's dowry being paid, nobody's removing dowries and paying dowries for a woman that's ran through. Culturally, this makes no sense. But there's some sucker out there amongst you who would take her up on this offer. Because, ooh, I got Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Look at me, boy, I'm doing good. Come on. Are you really doing good? But let's listen to this woman talk about how a woman will have all of these demands for you and won't be willing to show you anything. And the problem with that, we'll discuss after we watch this clip, because there's a problem with that. There's a reason that's a problem. Let's get into this clip, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on the real tip.
Do wife husband stuff before you become a wife husband. You asking people to have blind faith in you. Someone's got to know, like, you have the capacity, the desire, the willingness, and it's really who you are. It's not a light switch that you turn on and off. It's who you are. So you really even shouldn't be worried about that. I ain't never even worried about that. I don't got to pick and choose how I show up. It's who I am. So the only thing you're going to get in marriage is more of it. That's so much work. You got to wake up in the morning being like, I ain't married yet, so what am I not about to do? Huh? I can't even help being myself. It's who I am. Why would I got to turn me off to try to manipulate you into marrying me? What the hell? See, ladies especially will have you thinking that's discernment. It's self-sabotage. Men are like, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing that. You're not about to withhold, try to get me to give you something. That don't even make sense. You're going to withhold from me so that I give you something? That only works on people who don't even like themselves. They like you more than they like them. And some of y'all.
Listen, that only works on people who don't like themselves. You don't like yourself, so you're going to jump through flame and hoop with gasoline drawers on for this broad. You're going to do everything in your power to win her over, and all she got to do is show up. Man, y'all so weak out here, man. You know, it's shameful to me to be a man in America because y'all so weak and soft, man. Like, y'all just let women get away with everything. And it's not just y'all. Like, women, y'all complain so much, but y'all just let dudes do anything to y'all. Like, y'all deal with all type of foolishness from a dude and then stick with him and stick with him and stick with him. And then you want somebody else to pick up the damage toll, the damage not the damage toll, but the damage price, the damage cost for all of the things you've gone through and try to fix you on the back end. Come on. Who is that fair to? How is it fair to me for you to let somebody treat you all this kind of way and give you all these scars and then come to me for me to try to heal you up? That's not right. You didn't have to heal me up. And this is the society we in, man. Everybody just wants to go do whatever they want to do and not even have a standard for themselves, but they don't want to have a standard for everybody else. You don't get to have a standard for me if you don't have a standard for yourself. Cheyenne Bryant over here talking about how priceless her body is. Woman, you ain't even in shape. How your body priceless, and every time I see you, you got belly hanging over your waist. Your arms flapping like that. And this ain't no knock on you. But how is your body priceless when your body ain't even in shape? Priceless where? You'd have been with multiple men in your life. Your body ain't in shape. What are we talking about priceless here? And when I say in shape, I ain't even talking about six pack. I'm talking about looking firm and tight. You don't even have the respect for yourself to take this body you call priceless. You don't treat it like it's priceless. You treat it like it's worthless. Probably be eating all kind of seafood and pork and drinking all kind of liquor and doing all that type of foolishness all the time. Talking about priceless.
Are counting on a sucker who doesn't know that, who doesn't know that he does not have to deal with that you withholding shouldn't trigger him to give you more. It should trigger him to go away. That's a man who loves himself. It triggers him to go away. Golly. So y'all got me passionate.
And you know what, man? I can respect a woman that's passionate about this, brother, because I'm going to be honest with you. Some women are starting to understand that when it all boils down, all you have to do is look at the situation and just force yourself to think logically. And even you men, just force yourself to think logically about these situations. Why would any man jump through hoops for Cheyenne Bryant? Like, she's not the best version of herself. Like, you got to be a man who just doesn't have better, younger options. It ain't even about her success. It ain't about nothing. It's about having a better, younger, more submissive, more friendly, more just a nicer disposition, just a good girl. Like, it doesn't even, none of that other stuff don't even matter. So why she talking about her priceless body? Yeah, but your character is ass. Why you talking about your priceless mind? How is your mind priceless, but your character is ass? Like, when you talk about yourself in that way, you better be bringing something that a real man truly wants. But let me tell y'all something. These women have long ago decided that they accept the fact they don't deserve a real man. So they talk this stuff because they know the best thing that they're going to get for the way they are is a sucker. They already know it. They already know how they're going to get is a sucker, a trick, a chump, a man who chases women. So men like us, they already know we're off limits. And on every level, from being a manager at McDonald's to being an executive of a Fortune 500 company to being a professional athlete to being an entertainer, being the highest paid actor in the world to being a billionaire hedge fund manager. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. All men are starting to, not even starting, men have already sworn off these toxic women. What's happening now is these toxic women are realizing that the men they want has sworn them off. Men who love themselves do not deal with Americanized women for anything more than just to play with. They already know they don't have an option to have anything done but playtime. And they accept that. And so they're willingly accepting the tricks and the suckers and the chasers and the guys who don't respect themselves and placing all of these demands on them. Why? Why? Because they know that their pickings are so slim that one of their friends may want their man, that one of their family members may want their man. And they need to do what Cheyenne Bryant said. They need to look in your phone. But ain't that Harry Kevin Gates song? I got two phones. I'm talking about for real. I got two phones. I want y'all to put in the comments, let me know, man. If you got two phones, let me know in the comments, man. Or if you got one and you wouldn't dare let our bro look at it because she talking about her mind, body, and soul is priceless. Priceless? Get out of here.